There he is. Hey folks, I'm Gary Carlin, Mosses Creek Outdoors. Today, I'm going to go over here for just the next few minutes with you about mixing up your calling, throwing some different calls and sounds out there in the turkey woods this year. You know, instead of making a Tom out there think that he hears, one girlfriend, make him think more like maybe he's got 3 or 4. It can really up your success sometime and cause you to be really successful, more times than what you would think. And I'm just going to give you an idea here of what I'm talking about. This is a long boat paddle call. I used to build these calls for a guy in central Alabama. He died several years ago, but he wasn't able to build these calls no more. And he come to see me, and he got me to build them for him for several years. But this is a sassafras box and pecan on the top. And I just wish that I would have put a dot or a groove in this call every time that I've killed a turkey with it. I mean, it's literally a screamer. I mean, it'll reach out and touch them. A great call to use on a windy day. It'll really break through that wind and really get out there. But I'm going to give you an idea here on some mix-up calling. Make that Tom think that, there's 2 or 3 hens up here on the ridge or up the hollow, however you want to put it. That's just a good example right there with mixing up your calling, and of course, using a mouth call and a box call. I can, imitate a couple other different hens with a couple of other different calls if I want to. I can use right here. I've got my wingwood caller, and right here's my snuff can turkey tube call. So I can kind of alternate, with these two. And it's kind of tricky right there, using the wing bone type call and the tube call both at the same time. It takes a lot of practice. This is probably 2 of the trickiest calls out there to learn to use. But I just like to, alternate them back and forth. Sounds like a couple of different hens. Of course, you can't play both of these at the same time, but you can put them together. Or if I want to, I can use my wingwood collar, and I can put my mouth call, in and out with it. Just a lot of examples right there, how you can try to get out there and, really get a tom talking to you. But there's a couple more things here that I want to talk to you about. Calling too much. What a lot of people don't realize is, of course, everybody likes to hear turkeys gobble. And I suppose I like to listen to one gobble as good as anybody does. But don't just keep calling one just because you like to hear him gobble. And the situation, and condition, and the lay of the area, and the location where I'm hunting, that's really going to depend, if I even call to him while he's sitting in a tree or not. A lot of times I ain't going to call to him until he gets on the ground. But what I'll tell you about that right there is, maybe if I'm over a ridge from him, if I'm not to say in clear view of, or pretty much to say sight or seeing range of where he's roosted, yeah, I'll probably call to him while he's in the tree. But just maybe one time, and get him to answer me, just let him know I'm there. But, if I'm kind of on the same level as him, and I can near about see to say where he's roosted at, and he can see the direction in which I am pretty good, you got to watch it if you call to him in the tree, because if he looks that direction and he don't see no decoy or nothing, he may be leery and come in that direction, even that he hears your calling. So that's something right there, that you gotta watch. But I don't use decoys much. I can literally count on one hand how many turkeys out of all that I've shot over the years that I've killed using a decoy. I like to get out, in the woods around ridges and bluffs and stuff, kind of where thick places, borders of field, stuff like that. And I kind of like to flip their mind around and make them look for me the biggest part of the time. And I tell you something else have had to happen. A good many times I didn't kill the turkey only because I was using a decoy. And when you use one, you need to watch, how you use it, where you use it. I would recommend not sticking a decoy up where, the decoy is going to be a surprise to the turkey, where he may see it from 1 second to the next. It may be a real quick deal right there. You need to watch yourself when it comes to that. But don't just keep calling the one like I mentioned a minute ago because you like to hear him gobble. Just get him to answer you, a couple of good times and just shut up. Don't keep calling. Don't just call and call and call. Call, he gobble, call and gobble, call and gobble, call and gobble. Just kind of hush the calling and don't just keep on and on and on, because, I guess the best way to put it, you're trying to tell him that you love him, but he's sitting up in the tree, having to take a rag and wipe the sweat off of his head because he's gobbling so much because you're calling. Just just sit back, just lay quiet, just kind of wait. But once he gets on the ground, what I like to do is when one usually answers me a couple of good hard times or maybe 3 times, I like to shut up. I like to just leave him alone. I like, don't touch no call, just see what he's going to do. If one gets quiet, just sit there and watch and wait and just, be really aware of your surroundings. Don't be moving around. Be looking around with your eyes. Be moving your eyes. Don't be moving your head looking around. Be moving your eyes. Be listening for drumming. That's another thing right there that I've told a lot of people over the years. If you hadn't learned to hear a turkey drum, that's a big important factor right there, because a lot of times, based on if you hear him drumming or not, that may be the one only factor that determines whether you kill him or not. Because that turkey could have been straight in front of you the last time that he gobbled. Well, he may be at 3 o'clock to your right, or he may be at 9 o'clock to your left, and the only reason that you'll end up knowing he's one of those directions is hearing him drum. If you can't hear him drumming, he's going to walk in, he's going to see you, and chances are you may not kill him. Another thing, don't be sitting out there in the woods up against a tree on the phone or paying attention to something else other than the turkey. If you're in that window when you're trying to call a turkey in, or you're kind of waiting on the turkey or something like that, and he's went quiet on you, just don't be paying attention to nothing but what the turkey's doing. And I'll tell you why right here. And it didn't take me but one time to learn this lesson, and it's never happened again. But one morning, I had this turkey. He was coming straight to me, coming up a little swamp, and he got up to maybe 200 yards away. Well, he shut up. He didn't gobble no more. So I didn't call no more. He come to me just like he was sliding on the rail. He come straight to me. When he got that far away from me, he shut up and never gobbled again. So I sat there motionless for about 30 minutes, just sitting there waiting for him to come in. Well, he never did come in. I never did hear him again. And I thought, well, he must have roamed off, and went back where he came from or whatever. Well, after 30 minutes, I kind of gave up on him, because I hadn't heard a sound out of him. I hadn't heard any drumming or nothing. Well, I had my phone in my hand for maybe a couple of minutes. Well, I took that phone and went just like that and laid that phone down on the ground beside my leg over here. As soon as that phone hit the ground, that turkey putted. I didn't move. I cut my eyes up, and 20 yards in the front of me, all I could see was his head sticking out from behind the tree. Well, he walked right in on top of me, and if I hadn't been looking at the phone, I would have killed him. But his head went back behind that tree. He left behind that tree. That's the last time I seen him. And that's the first time I made that mistake, and that's the last time. So, you need to just be paying attention right there. When you think you got a turkey coming to you, where it'll cost you. But I'm just gonna go over some of this stuff here involving mixing up some calls and sharing a couple of tips with you. So until next time, I'm Gary Carlin, Moss's Creek Outdoors, and I'll see you.